Hey everybody, welcome to week number 20. I'm halfway there. Very excited every, single week. I can't believe how fast they're all going. It seems like just a few weeks ago, I was like 8 weeks pregnant. So it gets more and more exciting every time. A lot happened during week 20, so I'm going to get moving right along on the video. Went for our ultrasound on Monday. We found out the gender, which I'll tell you guys here in just a minute. It was a really long ultrasound. It was probably like 45 minutes total. It's the one where they check everything on the baby. They check like the 4 chambers of the heart to make sure there's 4 chambers. They check the umbilical cord to make sure that there were 2 arteries and 1 vessel, which there were. They check, the kidneys of the baby, the bladder, stomach, the spine, all that. Everything looked great. The baby was moving around like crazy, which she said was a great sign that the baby was healthy. And she said that a couple times, which really made me very happy. I'm going to go right ahead and tell you the gender because I know I'll slip up and say it if I don't. So we were very excited. It was hard to wait for this ultrasound because it was so exciting. We got there. We only waited a few minutes, which I'm so happy with my doctor's office. The wait is never long for an ultrasound. So we went right in, and she tried to find out right away, which I'm glad she didn't act like, well, let me get every other measurement, So she looks and she asked us what we wanted. And I was kind of thinking that it was a girl. My husband was thinking it was a boy. So she said, well, let's see who's right. So she's looking. And she said, well, who said girl? And I said, that was me. And I'm thinking, okay, And she's like, wow, I think it's a girl. And then literally seconds later, she's like, wait. She goes, wait, I might be wrong. And my husband had actually seen, the boy parts. And he's like, I'm pretty sure it's a boy. So my husband actually saw it before she did. We are definitely having a boy. We have a picture. He wasn't being overly cooperative to get a picture of his little boy part. But there's just a little, I don't know what that glare is on the screen. But I don't know, you can barely see it. But it's definitely a boy. As always, you can always see better on the screen than you can in the pictures. But I have just a couple more ultrasound pictures. There's just a profile of the baby. Another profile. This one is actually where you can see the palate. And I think I've said before that that's something my husband's really concerned about because my husband was born with a cleft palate with no roof to his mouth. So that's something we're kind of concerned because it is genetic, to make sure that the baby's palate forms properly. And from what she can tell it is, she said it's still very early because when they do an ultrasound, it's like slicing down the center. So you only get, like a profile vision. So it's difficult for her to see the roof of the mouth. And if she does the top view where it kind of slices down in sections, the brain blocks the palate, so she can't tell it. But they should definitely be able to tell that later. Here's a spine picture. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see these or not. Here's the baby's face skeleton you can see. And you guys probably cannot see it, but there's a very faint, you can see the lenses of the eye, which is really cool. And then she did one 3D picture. It's not in color. Just of our little guy. Now 3D pictures kind of freak me out a little bit, so my husband's way more interested in that than I am. But she said we would probably have another ultrasound around 30 weeks or possibly before to measure the baby. She said it's really dependent upon what the doctor wants. She said to request, that they check it again definitely for the palate because that's something I'd like to be prepared if it's not a huge deal. I think it does affect the way that you can feed the baby and things like that. I don't know a lot about it because I really have not researched it a ton. But it's something we would just like to know ahead of time. The heart rate was 150 beats per minute or whatever. I don't know how they measure it. Everything looked really good, like I said. We went shopping that day, which is, I think I mentioned this before. That's why I wanted the ultrasound on the 21st because that was the last day of the Babies R Us sale. So we went and we spent just a ton of money, but we got a lot of stuff. I just want to buy all the big things now and then buy the little things as we go on, so I know I'm at least set, with the major purchases. So we bought the high chair, the pack and play, the travel system that included the infant car seat and the stroller, and we bought a bunch of like miscellaneous stuff. We bought some receiving blankets. We bought a couple little outfits. Again, I don't want to buy a lot of clothes because I want to go to that consignment event at the end of April. But it was so exciting to be able to actually go shopping for like our baby. Like before, like you're shopping for your baby, but you don't know what the gender is. So you buy this stuff thinking like, and it was nice to be able to go and be like, we know we're having a boy. We can buy boy stuff. We can buy blue. We can buy, like for the receiving blankets, I bought some of the sports themed blankets because his nursery is going to be done with the sports and the blue jean teddy. So it was just really exciting to be able to do that. We finished our registry. Well, I shouldn't say finished. We added more stuff to our registry at Babies R Us. That way, I just want to keep adding to it, make sure that I have everything we need. Not only so that people can, buy for us when they have the shower, but also as like a checklist for us. I know, by putting on my registry exactly what we have to have, how many we need, and I can go in and mark off when we get them. So, very exciting, very, very exciting. As far as symptoms go this week, not too much has changed. I'm definitely feeling the baby move more several times a day. It used to be like maybe once a day, if that, and now I'm feeling it just a lot, all the time. Usually it's after I've done something and I'm sitting down, or I've done something and I'm laying down. Like when I first lay down at night, I feel him move a lot. When I'm lying on the couch watching TV or something, and I've gotten up and gone to the bathroom or something and come back, I definitely am feeling him move a lot more, which is great. I love that feeling to know that everything's okay, to know that he's moving there. And like I said, he was moving like crazy on the ultrasound. So, and she kept saying how healthy that is. She said, when the babies aren't as active, you can worry a lot more. She said, but when your baby's moving around, he was stretching, he was turning, he flipped over. I mean, it was awesome. The only other symptom I really have is I'm starting to leak a little bit on my nipples. I'm starting to get like a clear to white leak, which I guess is colostrum. I'm kind of surprised that it's this early, but I just got online today just to look it up a little bit, and they say that's usually a sign that you're going to have a good milk supply, so that would be awesome, because that's something I've been a little concerned with, because I read somewhere that if you're heavier, it can be harder to have a good supply and to get your milk going and everything. So I'm hoping that that's a precursor to, or a sign that everything's going to go great. What else? Oh, his name. We weren't going to tell anyone the name. This was my husband's idea. He wanted to keep the name a secret until the baby was born, just for it to be a surprise, and also because we didn't really want to hear, how people can be. But the day after the ultrasound, he's like, I really want to tell everybody. I'm like, this was your idea. But my husband is so excited, and that's like one of the most wonderful things about pregnancy, is to see how excited he gets. Sometimes I even think he's more excited than I am. I swear in the entire pregnancy, I have not told only maybe one or two people, because he tells everybody before I can. Like, he'll tell, like at the doctor's office the other day, there was a lady there, she was a grandmother with her twin granddaughters, because the mother was in an exam or whatever. And, like, he just told her, he tells cashiers, like, anyone that will listen, he tells that we're having a baby, so it's really exciting. But anyhow, the baby's name is going to be Nathaniel Cooper Kenley Morse. It's a forename. It's really long, I know, but we really like the two middle names. So that's what we're going to name him. We're going to call him Nader Potato for short, which I think is really cute. My mom came up with part of that, and I came up with the other part. And it's so exciting to have a name for our baby instead of If it's a girl, if it's a boy, it's nice. It just brings it on home even more. You know what I mean? It makes it seem even more real. Well, that's pretty much it for week 20. Not, like I said, not too much other than the doctor's appointment or the ultrasound, and I go to see the doctor again in 2 weeks. So I hope everybody's having a really awesome February. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.